In this episode, we talk about the one metric that I think you should be chasing. Welcome to episode 81 of the Honest Entrepreneur Show. My name's Tom Ross, and let's get into it. Random little one, I don't know if any of you have seen this if you're watching on YouTube. Here is my phone case. It's kind of old and falling apart and breaking right now, but I like it. I used to have the default case, and now it's like some spaceman with a cool space scene reflected in the glass of his helmet. So random little insight into the phone case there. I'd love to know in the comments, what is your phone case? Did you go standard or did you go arty?
Eric and Shabani both asked this question. On Instagram, what metrics should I be paying attention to so that my focus is on engagement rather than likes?
Hey, Eric and Shabani. I love this question. If you follow my content at all, you will know I'm all about the engagement. Literally everything maps to it. And I talked recently about vanity metrics. So if you missed that post on my Instagram, go check it out. You can see it's one of the slidable kind of carousels. I talk you through the whole vanity metrics thing. But the fundamentals are vanity metrics are metrics which are inherently perhaps a bit more controllable, but massage your ego as opposed to actually fundamentally meaning something or helping your business. So these are things like number of followers, traffic to your website, that kind of thing. And to give you examples, like people buy fake followers and likes all of the time. Equally, people get really low quality traffic. I've talked about how on my old blog, I had something like 15 million visitors. And I used to think that was awesome, but then I realized how hollow it was because loads of them came from like StumbleUpon and crappy places like that. And it might tell you got a website visitor, but if they bounced off your site after 3 seconds, they're worth precisely 0 to you. So I don't waste any time on those kinds of metrics. I don't believe in them. I'm very much of the school of depth over width. So I would much prefer to have a highly engaged, smaller community, which outconverts a bigger, diluted one. And I'm very proud of the fact that, for example, on my Instagram, I get more meaningful comments and engagement than accounts that are literally 100 times bigger than me. And I get a real kick out of that. I love being David, not Goliath. So for everyone out there who's chasing traffic or follower accounts because that's what's been told to you is the done thing, I promise you it is much more effective from a business standpoint, and it's much more fulfilling from a personal standpoint to have that smaller but hyperactively engaged group of people who just love what you put out. And so my metrics generally are comments, but more specifically, meaningful comments. That would be like my number one metric on Instagram, for example. So I know if I stick a bunch of hashtags on my post, I will get twice the number of comments, but it's all going to be stuff like follow for follow, great job, thumbs up emoji, fire emoji, like all of these lame comments where it's essentially people tracking that hashtag, commenting on a bunch of posts to try and get exposure for their profile. So I used to fall into the trap of that because I was like, oh, getting more comments, I feel great. That massages my ego. Now it's completely worthless. I don't want that nonsense on my profile. It's one of the many reasons I don't even use hashtags. So like I say, my metric on Instagram is meaningful, heartfelt comments. And so I measure the number of those, but equally how meaningful they are. So recently on some of my content, it's been getting a fantastic reception. And thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. But when people are like, oh my God, like I bookmarked this for later because this blew my mind. This is really going to help my career. And when I'm getting DMs from people who are like, wow, like the content has been so great lately and this is really going to help me, or I implemented this and I'm making more money. Like all of that stuff is what matters to me. So it's those heartfelt comments on my post. It's the heartfelt DMs, and I'm getting about 50 of them a day at the minute with people pouring their hearts out, like really, really deep connections. It is the relationships that I form, so those one-on-one relationships. And ultimately, when you package all of that up and tie a bow around it, I like to call that creating true fans and fans for life. That is my metric. That is the whole game I'm playing, both with my company and my personal brand. It's trying to cultivate fans for life. It's trying to follow the principle of 1,000 true fans. And when you have that, you're pretty much set. and you don't need to worry about all the other millions of people out there who are chasing likes and followers and doing all of that imposter syndrome crap that everyone else plays. It's just about getting that group of people and caring about them and catering for them and looking after them and disproportionately giving your time and your love and your value to those people. So to answer your question, and I've got kind of impassioned here in my answer, but yeah, I've kind of circled around to the point. My key metric is creating true fans for life. Question of the day. Truthfully, what metrics have you chased either currently or in the past? Thank you so much for watching this episode. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm really enjoying the YouTube show. If you are too, then be sure to hit the subscribe icon and tick the little bell to get notifications when I post new content on this platform.